Good afternoon, everyone. Andy Jacob here with the DotCom Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series. What a show today. We've been able to book Mr. Jeremy Lim Wei Chang, and Jeremy is the director at Envo BPO Services. We are speaking to him. He is in Malaysia right now. They have more than 300 employees in the outsourcing services sector. He's one of the leaders in the field. We're greatly honored to have Jeremy on the show today to talk about outsourcing and what they're able to do at Envo BPO Services. It's an amazing company. Jeremy is one of the leaders in the field worldwide, and we're so excited to have him on the show today. Jeremy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Andy, for having me. It's a pleasure to have you interview me today. Thank you so much.
Jeremy. That's great, Jeremy. We're so excited to have you. You are one of the leaders in outsourcing services. Let's pull the lens back, as we always do on our interviews, and let's pull it back to 30,000 feet, Jeremy, and let's tell all the viewers about Envo BPO Services.
Sure. Okay, we are a company for the past 12 years. So we've been around for the past 12 years. So this company has been built since 2009. So I'm actually a second generation business owner. I'm personally a lawyer by profession, but I took over the family business for the past 5 years. And fortunately, I'm able to grow the business close to 108% in terms of revenue, in terms of headcount as well, and in terms of location. So it has not been easy, but at least through various partnerships and of course, with all the support of my team members, I'm able to scale internationally. As I told Andy before this, we do have clients from all around the world, and more so, we are looking to expand. As we go along, even this pandemic hit us, we will continue to stay relevant, more so during this moment, this juncture. So maybe a little bit about ourselves. So we are a BPO, but we focus a lot on call center services, especially so in customer support and telemarketing. So think of us as the customer support arm or even the marketing arm of your company. So often or not, there are a lot of companies out there, be it the smaller company like startups or even the bigger MNCs, insurance company, bank. They will want to focus on their core activity. And there's a reason why they have us on board to complement their service. So a lot of people out there or company out there will think that we are competing with them in terms of the support, in terms of marketing, but that is more than a myth. So we are actually helping the company to expand, to grow. So I always believe in what Peter Drucker say, do what you do best and outsource the rest. So that is the key phrase that I always use when I talk to my client. So I read an article the other day. The BPO market is now valued at close to 230 billion USD, and the next 10 years is going to double to close to 405 billion USD. And in the BPO segment, it consists of payroll accounting outsourcing and customer service outsourcing is definitely in the top 3. So that's why I believe in the market. I believe in this sector. There is a reason why I took over the family business, despite me still having passion in law. As you know, I'm an attorney by profession. So I think that's a great opportunity to grow with so many clients out there. With us, especially in Malaysia. So when we're based in Malaysia, we have all the knowledge, especially in terms of multilingualism. We can speak in various languages to cater for the China market, even the European market, the American market. These are some of the values I would think why clients outsource to us in this part of the region.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Jeremy. And Envo is known for this amazing team you've been able to put together in Malaysia. You help companies with customer service, with lead generation, telemarketing, IT outsourcing, and the like. When we think about the American market right now, I know this is a market that Envo is now focusing in on and wanting to do more business here. You've done a lot of business in Europe and China. So when we think about Envo, is there a sweet spot for Envo? In other words, is there one area that you're especially great at compared to some of the others, or do you really do great across all the verticals in this BPO service?
The two core service would be back to customer support and telemarketing. Since you're in this topic, maybe perhaps let me explain a bit about our core values. So we have these 3S core values. So these 3S stands for speed, scalability, and savings. So whenever we meet our client, we tell them we try our very best to set up the project within the shortest time possible. And scalability, a lot of clients who come to us, they will have this mentality, do I need to outsource if I'm such a small company? So I say, no, we do not discriminate. Regardless of whether it's 1 headcount, 50 headcount, it doesn't matter. We can scale together with you. And of course, savings. So I think it's an open secret. Outsourcing is the way to go. More so if you allowed us to help you to manage your team on your behalf, you can save much more by way of outsourcing. So like Andy, what you mentioned, what are the key services we can provide? So we into customer service and telemarketing. So this IT outsourcing, even payroll and human resource outsourcing, I would take this as a by the way service that we can also assist our client. So of course, nowadays, a lot of clients, when they come to us, so they trust the services that we have given to them. So they will definitely say, oh, by the way, do you do this as well? So then I'll be thinking, why not? I can always partner with various other BPO partners who are specializing in IT outsourcing and even maybe in payroll to perform a service all under one roof. So in other words, from the construction point of view, there's a main contractor and the subcontractor. So think of us as the main contractor, and we assist the client to perform other services within the outsourcing realm. So they will be the subcontractor if we would have to partner with various outsourcing provider.
I love it, Jeremy. So your unique selling proposition or your unique value proposition that we always talk about on the show is speed, scalability, and savings. And that makes all the sense in the world. You're able to really focus in on and do your world-class job on customer support and telemarketing. It's remarkable what you've been able to do. You're a recent winner of the SME 100 Awards as one of the fastest moving companies. So we're very excited again to have you on the show, and it's a real honor. When we talk about, Jeremy, the types of companies that reach out to Envo and they say to Jeremy, they say to you and your team, Jeremy, we need some help. What's the way that company looks? Are they mostly startups? Are they $10 million and less of revenue? Are they $10 to $100 million? Are they billion-dollar companies? Who's coming to Envo, and who is the sort of the most likely candidate in terms of a customer or a company to come to Envo?
Okay, as of late, we've been getting a lot of inquiries from all around the world in different regions, from the e-commerce sector, from even the IT outsourcing sector. So I'm pretty surprised that we have been getting a lot of partnership requests with IT vendors who want to partner with us to manage the client. So they will be providing the system, we will manage the personnel. So we also work with the government bodies, we work with NGOs, we work with even MNCs. So I would think that we do not discriminate the industry. We focus on all sorts of industry. Whenever clients come to us, I would think so we would break down into five steps. Maybe I can elaborate further about our 5 steps. So the first step would be to understand what the client needs. So whether if they want us to take care of customer support, telemarketing, surveys, lead generation, HR or IT, then the second step, we will need to be very clear with the client. Please let us know what is your KPI. So with the KPI in place, we will know whether the existing model fits our outsourcing model. So let me give an example. There are clients who come to us and say, hey, Jeremy, if I want to outsource to you our telemarketing, are you able to achieve, let's say, 100 sales per day? Then I'll be thinking, where did you get the number, this 100 sales? Where did you plug the 100 sales from? So I will ask them, do you already have an existing team who can achieve the 100 sales? If yes, maybe if you outsource to us, you can get better results. So if they do not have an existing team, then definitely it'll be much tougher to gauge a KPI. So that is the second step. So the third step, I will need to explain to the client what are our SOPs, processes, and how we can help them. So we recently got awarded with this ISO 9001 2015 cert. So we are one of very few call centers who have been ISO accredited. And we are proud to have this cert so that we can give confidence to our client that all our SOPs are in place and we ensure that we follow the right methodology to achieve the KPI required. And lastly, the last step, the fifth step, I need to find out the budget of the client and also to understand whether if the outsourcing model suits them. So if they tell and say, hey, I only have like $1,000 to outsource, but I expect a certain result, and then I need to talk to my team to see whether, based on the experience, can we hit the KPI given. So at the end of the day, I mean, to sum up the steps that we have, in addition to having the budget, we need to be transparent with our client. So this is one of a key differentiator. When we speak to our client, we are very transparent with them. We do not want to take in the project for the sake of just taking in the project. And so we do have our principles. So especially when there are clients who come to us to approach us to give us certain project, very lucrative project, maybe they are borderline illegal. If you get what I mean, like certain calling scams, which I think we've been hearing this, around the world, especially during this pandemic. So we will be really strict with this. We won't take on such project, despite the fact that we can earn much more doing such a project. So we hold on to our principles.
I love it. And that's why you're an accredited agency. That's why Envo is one of the leaders, is you really have a relationship and a partnership with your companies, with your clients. They come on board, you have an onboarding process, you ask these 5 very important questions to help you understand what their needs and desires are, and whether not only if you can help them, but whether you want to bring them on as a client under your umbrella, which is really remarkable. And it really is a testament to the type of business, Jeremy, that you're running at Envo. Let's talk a little bit about speed, scalability, and savings, because I think that's very important. So I bet there's a lot of companies that come to you that as you start to help them, they begin to scale their business and begin to grow even bigger, and then you're able to scale along with them. So let's talk about how Envo is able to do that.
Yeah, definitely. So we have a lot of good track record with startup especially. So startup, usually when they come up to me, they do have some budget constraint. So the very first thing that they say to me, hey, Jeremy, I have this budget of, let's say, 2,000 USD. Can you work along with my budget and see how we can scale after 3 months? So with such a client, we will have like a probationary period of 3 months, like a pilot test, to see if we can assist them to bring them to greater heights. So we are always very happy when we see results within the first 3 months. I can tell you straightforwardly, you won't see results in 1 month. So some clients say, Jeremy, I give you this project for 1 month. I expect you to grow in 1 month. I want to see results instantly. So we are not a magician. We can't give you the results within 1 month. So we have to be transparent, at least 3 months. So within 3 months, then there is a next time frame of 6 months. 3 plus 3, then 6 months. So we will tell the client, okay, maybe 1 headcount is not enough. If you want to achieve a certain KPI, let's grow to 2, 3, or 4 KPI, 3 to 4 headcount. So that is some of the model and how we work with. Of course, we do have a model based on commission. So totally based on commission, where client will give us a certain product for us to sell. If we sell that product, we take a cut out of it. So we do work on that, but very much depending on the type of product or services that the client will be selling. So some of the track record that we have with the clients is that they started off with just 1 headcount. And once they see the value that we bring in, immediately they say, hey, let's grow to maybe 10. One of our clients that we have currently is a UK-based client. So they were pretty happy with the result that we gave them. And we expanded together with them to Australia, to New Zealand, to the States as well, just recently. So this is a testament of us growing together with client. If the client does well, we will do well together with them. And thereafter, we grow together. So we'll be more than happy to expand with our client.
I love it, Jeremy. I love it. And you're expanding with the customers that you have. And again, they're scaling and you have the ability with your team to scale along with them. And actually, it's your help that's actually helping them scale. So it works together in a very collaborative basis. Let's talk about customer support. So when we talk about customer support, Jeremy, what exactly are we talking about at Envo? Are we talking about you're helping with chat, you're helping with phone calls, you're helping with emails? What encompasses your customer support suite?
Okay, so that's a very good question. So because of this pandemic, a lot of clients who came to us, they would want a hybrid model. So the past few years, when we say customer support, people will be thinking just pure call, answering of calls. But things have changed so fast now. We are able to work from home. Secondly, we not only need to take care of calls, we need to take care of the email support, the chat support. I would call this omni-channel support. Okay, so omni-channel support is nothing new in this call center industry, but the hybrid model is new. The past few years, I've been getting a lot of requests from clients to not only take care of customer support, but calling at the same time. Let me give an example. So let's say if Andy, you come to me, Jeremy, are you able to answer the calls and chat of our client? So I would say yes. Okay, in addition to that, so let's say if this client would want you to answer a certain question that you can't answer immediately, can you call back the customer and just tell them once you have the answer ready? So this is a hybrid model where we need to take in the call and also return the call to the customer. And sometimes our job will include upselling of a certain product. So let's say, Andy, if you have a phone, you have a certain package that you're subscribing now. So I say, hey, Andy, I understand that you're using this much of data this month. Why don't you subscribe to another model? You just need to spend a certain amount, maybe an additional 10 USD, and you get better plan. So these are some of the upselling which will encompass the selling element together with the support element. So the client will pay us for us to support the customers that they have and to also get revenue for them. So they'll be happy. Yeah.
I love it, Jeremy. That makes all the sense in the world. So you can also follow up. You can do upsells. You can do upgrades. You do a complete sales cycle with this hybrid model that you're talking about. It makes all the sense in the world for companies to reach out to Envo that are thinking about outsourcing, because it's very, very interesting. You mentioned another part of your business that also is extremely fascinating, is that you may take a look at a certain type of an offering and maybe work on a commission basis. So let's talk about that briefly.
Sure. Okay. This will usually work for products such as insurance, for example. Those packages that are curated in a cheaper manner, such as your data plan as well, your phone data plan, your insurance, your bank's facility, or even your credit card. So where such company outsource this to us, we can charge them on a commission basis because of the volume, the mass market. This product can be sold to the mass market rather than to a certain individual. So this commission base will not work if the client have maybe an expensive product. For example, if you say, Jeremy, can you help me to sell this software which is worth, let's say, 10,000 USD, then I would say it's going to be tough. There's no way I can take on a commission model. We will definitely lose money. So then that is when I will tell the client, maybe let's think of another model, appointment setting. I set the appointment for you where you get your consultant to meet up with the client face-to-face. Then there will be a variable model. We can have a model where they pay us on a certain fixed cost and also on commission once they close the sale.
Yeah. I love it, Jeremy. So you give different models depending on the types of companies that you're talking to, depending on what the clients need. It's very fascinating. You have a hybrid model. You can do a blended model. You're experts at customer support and telemarketing, of course, and you've got over 300 employees. It's really amazing, and it's a real honor to speak with you, Jeremy. I'd like to take now our interview and move it a little bit toward entrepreneurship, because you're a great entrepreneur. We have a lot of younger entrepreneurs that watch the show, and they're listening to you, Jeremy, and they're saying, wow, he's built a great company with Envo. They're doing such great work throughout, the world. They're now, doing much more work in the American market. They've been in China and Europe, and they're really a multifaceted, multi-talented organization under some great leadership. So, Jeremy, when we think about entrepreneurship, oftentimes entrepreneurs or younger entrepreneurs watching someone who's successful, they want to get some advice. So maybe you could give some of the younger entrepreneurs some advice on how to build a company and how to keep going when the going gets tough.
Very simple. My personal motto is always to work hard in silence and let success be your noise. So, okay, you will need to have the right mindset. And of course, if you have the right capital, go for it. Just always stay hungry, And most importantly is to stay relevant. We have so many entrepreneurs out there, business owners out there, where we only think about short-term success. But I always believe that we will need to have a model, a business model that will be relevant, not for these 2 years, but in the long run, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. So a lot of people out there will think, okay, I want to make quick bucks. I want to be the next Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. But how many of them out there, is able to reach that height? And they reach that height also because of the fact that I believe they sleep only a couple of hours per day. They ensure that for the first few years growing the company, you will go all out to make sure that you're out there to show people your capability and, of course, your credibility. So I always also have this mindset of being transparent and stay true to your principle. So there's no shortcuts. Whatever we do, there's definitely no shortcuts. And I think one of the articles that I read recently by this US Bureau Labor Statistics, approximately 20% of new businesses fail during the first 2 years once they are open, and 45% fail during the next 5 years, and 65% fail the first 10 years. So only 25% of new businesses make it to grow past 10 years or more. And also a survey by Bloomberg, 8 out of 10 entrepreneurs who start a business will fail within 18 months, and the rest all will crash. So how are we going to so-called eliminate all these risks? We just need to have a plan how to stay relevant for the next few years. I think that is really, really important. So the idea that you have, you need to put it through to the market out there to show them that we are helping the society with the business model that we have.
Jeremy, that's excellent advice for the younger entrepreneurs. And we always talk to the younger entrepreneurs to find themselves someone that they can model themselves after, make sure that they put themselves in the position to be able to get people around them that they can listen to, get themselves a mentor. All these things are great things. And what's happening at Envo, Jeremy, is really amazing. I wanted to thank you so much for slicing some time out today. I know you're super busy, but I do have one more question that I've been thinking about here for the last few weeks, getting ready for the show with you, Jeremy, is you've been able to put together an amazing group of employees at Envo. Your talent pool of over 300 employees is really the best of the best, the top of the top, really top-notch people that you've been able to attract to come to your company. So when you're hiring or your team is hiring someone to join the Envo team, what's the single most important thing you're looking for in a new hire?
Someone who can who can show the proactiveness. You can show the proactiveness when we give them, usually during the interview, we have just a few questions which will more or less gauge the characteristic of that person. So I think it's a thing of the past when you ask someone, what do you want to achieve in 2 years, in 5 years? I think it's more of questions which will give them, let them think, a scenario question, like what will you do if you're in this position? So to me, I always believe in grooming people, even though you're not from the call center background, but we do hire people even from the engineering background, even a legal background. We do not discriminate any sorts of background, as long as they are willing to learn. They are willing to groom themselves. They are willing to show their proactiveness to be able to succeed. Then you can succeed anywhere.
I love it.
That is my usual, I would say, criteria to gauge the right candidates. Yeah,
I love it, Jeremy. You're looking for people that are proactive, and we're all looking for those types of people. And you've done a phenomenal job at Envo finding those types of people. And for people watching the show, I really suggest you reach out to Jeremy at Envo. If you want to work with an SME 100 award winner, someone that is accredited with a great team, with great leadership to get the job done for you, customer support, telemarketing, and everything else that they are able to provide worldwide. It's an incredible business, Envo, and we are just so delighted to have you on the show today, Jeremy. It's an honor, and thank you so much for being on the Entrepreneur Spotlight Series.
Thank you so much, Eddie, for having me. So for anyone who wants to keep in touch with me, you can always reach out to my email, jeremylim@envobpo.com. We are also on LinkedIn and Facebook as well. So I'll be more than happy, to give you, advice on how we can, of course, expand together.
I love it, Jeremy. And don't forget, speed, scalability, and savings. Wow, what a great company. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Andy. Take care.